Two young managers in the Premier League you know very well, Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard. What advice would you give to them as they carve out their careers in management?
To any young manager that they have a conversation with them, which is just, they have to listen. They have to have their own ideas, and they have to listen and be open-minded. Because the advantage that to be in Italy, in Spain, or in China, or here, means that it gives you different points of view, and then you have to listen to the people with more experience, or anyone, because you can learn from anyone. That is one thing. The second thing that I will say, we put names together, and they are not the same. So I know Lampard, but I know much better Gerrard. That was 6 years with me. He was the best player that I have ever coached, and I will tell that because people were asking me that, and then sometimes you say, "What is?" Yeah, he was a great player, fantastic player, and he's a young manager now. So he will need some time. He will need to make some mistakes and do it right, like he did in Scotland. So, but he's someone that has a great future. Then, what I will say to them is just listen. That's it. Listen to anyone and try to learn from anyone.
Antony Gordon is a player that you had at Everton. There's been a lot of speculation about his future over the last few months. How good can he be?
I think he can be really good, but I will tell you the story. I said before, I like to coach players. And when you don't have the money, so I have to fight to bring Townsend to Everton because of his age, and then I have to check the stats with the big data and say, listen, 12 in the Premier League in intensity and high intensity runs, all these kind of things. And Gray, that was another player with talent that I knew that he could give something more. So you have to get the best from Townsend, you have to get the best from Gray, and then you discover Antony Gordon. We play against Millonarios in Miami during the pre-season, and after 15 minutes, he couldn't run. And then we knew that he was a player with quality on the ball and finishing and passing and with pace, but he couldn't run. Then we had a conversation with him after the game. He said, listen, it was hot, but he's a young player, 15 minutes. No, I cannot let my stamina. So we knew for our test that he didn't have any stamina, not very good stamina. And then Paco, the assistant coach, and Antonio, the coach, all of us were spending time with him. But the main one was to change his mentality, and he was very keen to do it. So he was working really hard. He improved his stamina. He was working so hard on the pitch that he was getting better and better because he had the potential. I was talking with the coaches in the academy and my assistants, and then he was on Preston on loan. So they said, we are not sure. We know that he has the talent, but maybe the mentality. And he told me, Antony, that when he was in the national team in the under-19s, he was one of the best players. But he was not going to the under-21s because he said, they didn't see me now, how hard I work now. So he was very confident that the way that he was training, he was working, and when he was playing, he would play around 12 games in total with us. He was doing well. And I was really pleased, or I'm really pleased to see him progressing because he's a nice lad and he has to improve some part of his game. He knows that. But the main thing that he did was to improve his mentality, and he was working really hard.
Another player you know well is Richarlison, who moved during the transfer window. Can he make a big difference to Tottenham?
I will give you the answer, but you have to analyse the answer. No. Why? Because they have so many good players that he cannot make the difference. But he will be a key player for them. I saw him, the highlights the other day, and the goal that he scored in the last game. So he's a very good player. He's a nice lad, and you need to know how to manage. But he has very good players there. So he has to compete against them. So it's not that he will make the difference. He could make the difference at Everton because he was one of the most important players. But at Tottenham, he will be one important player, but not the one that will make the difference. And when I say no, I didn't want to say no in a negative way. I would say no because they are so strong. If you have Son, Harry Kane up front, and you have Kulusevski now or Lucas, at the end they have good players. He will be one of these good players.
Is the Premier League more competitive now than it's ever been? And how do you see the title race this season?
Football is changing, and the financial fair play rules are changing things in a positive way because some teams, they survive. And I know in Spain and here some of them, but in Spain, some teams, they couldn't survive if they didn't have this control. So they have control now, the financial issues, and that means that they can survive but at the same time change the rules, because the top sides, they have more revenue, they can spend more money, and then I don't think that now the Premier League is much better. What I can see is that the Premier League is much better than the other leagues, because they cannot spend the money that any team at the middle of the table can spend in England. But in terms of the Premier League itself, is not much better than before. You have top side that they can get 90 points, Liverpool, Manchester City, 90 points. That was really difficult in the past. And the others, they have to try to do their best. Then you can see the best players, you can see nice football, you can see competitive games, but I don't think that is much better than 1, 2 or 3 years ago, just the Premier League. If you compare with the other leagues, yes, you are getting better. The Premier League is getting better because you have more resources to sign the best players.
Liverpool have had a tough start to the season. Jurgen Klopp has talked about reinventing the team. Is this a period of transition for Liverpool, or can the problems be solved fairly quickly?
No, I think Jurgen is doing a great job, and he has to say that. But he knows that he has a good team, and I don't think that they need to change too much. They have to adapt. They change some players. They have so many good players that I think that they will do well. They need some time after the summer, after too many games, and then last year they could win 4 trophies. So now they will need some time to settle down, but I think that they will do well.
And Graham Potter has just taken over at Chelsea. How big a jump is that to go from Brighton to Chelsea? How big is that job?
The first thing that I will say, he's doing, and he did a great job. So when you have good ideas and they give you time, then maybe you can develop something. So the environment was good, not for him. But at the same time, what I said before, and I have the experience in Spain, I use always the example of Getafe. There are too many teams like Getafe in the comfortable zone. So which is the difference if you finish 10th or you finish 11th? Nothing. So between 8th and 15th, maybe you don't have any issues. Then you can play the style that you want. If you lose, it doesn't matter because the next game. But now he will feel the pressure, and hopefully he will do well because I like him. But he has to win. Now it's not that, oh, we are playing nice football for 6 months and after we have won nothing. That happened in the majority of the teams. So we play nice football. What have you won? Nothing. No, we couldn't. Yeah, but then that's it. You carry on. I like to be competitive and to win. So Graham Potter now has to go to a team that has to win, has to be in the top 4, has to challenge for trophies, and will be another way for the fans. Everyone will be demanding. It's not that play nice football and that's it. Finish 9th, great achievement. But now you have to win, and you have to compete against Manchester City. They have money. Liverpool, that they have money, or Manchester United, or Arsenal, or Tottenham. So I think it will be more demanding for him, and he has the knowledge. I will say yes. Then can he manage the pressure? We will see in the future.
You were a hugely popular figure at Newcastle. When you look back on that experience now, was that the right job for you, but at the wrong time?
Was the right job 100%, because I have very, very good memories and a very good relationship with the fans, and I decided to stay in second division, and I was really pleased that we did it because we made profit, we promoted, and then we created an atmosphere that was so positive for the future. Then obviously after we were not investing, so to achieve more, what I said before, the context, you have to analyze that. We couldn't achieve much more. And now, with more resources, more options, and everybody supporting you, I think you have more chances to reach the real level, because you have a city behind a team, and the way that they support the team is massive. So I think now they have a chance to get better and better.
Would you have loved the opportunity to be managing Newcastle now, with the takeover having gone through and with the resources that you've just talked about?
I will tell you that my time there, I had an offer. Well, I had some offers, but especially one, and I decided to stay. I decided to stay, and it's totally true for the fans. So not because the project, we didn't have any project at this time, yes, for the fans, the support that they have, and I think I was honest to stay there and try to fight until the end. And I lost the opportunity to stay with the new owners because they were coming late, and try to reach the maximum potential of the club. But then It's a nice place, yes, fantastic place. But Eddie Howe is doing a good job now, so I have to stay calm, wait, and then try to enjoy football, and that's it.